Hi guys, this is my new veggie powered diesel van. I bought this in the UK, paid about £3,000, replaced the rear end, fixed it, and then converted it to run on veggie. So let me show you my new version of the same veggie system that I had in the States. Okay, I built the same system on here, but it's a little bit different because instead of an inverter and one powerful heater, I am using many glow plugs at different locations to heat the loop system. So it's the same concept. I am recirculating the veggie and heating it up before I start the engine. Okay, and unfortunately on this engine it only works down to about maybe 30-40 Fahrenheit because this engine doesn't have a very high compression. Okay, my Suburban used to have a 19.5 to 1 compression, and that had no problem starting in sub-zero, freezing conditions, 0 C and below. But this one will not start on veggie oil with all the heaters and everything below about 10 degrees C, which is about I don't know exactly, probably 45 Fahrenheit. Okay, anyway, so on this system I installed a separate diesel tank. Okay, it works differently than a two-tank system because what I'm doing is that if it's gonna get really cold at night, I have 5 liters of diesel in here, and I have it hooked up to the fuel pump. Okay, this is not the fuel pump that runs all the time. This is just I can inject diesel into the loop system if I need to before I shut down the engine at night. So I probably inject half a liter. I run that pump for about 5 seconds to 10 seconds and inject about half a liter of diesel into the loop system before shutdown. So some of the diesel will get into the high pressure pump and into the injectors. Of course it will be a mix of diesel and veggie, but it's enough, 50-50 mix is enough to help it to start in the morning. But like I said, I only use this when it's getting really cold in the morning time. So otherwise the system is capable of starting on veggie probably down to 10 degrees C, and also all these heaters, they facilitate protecting the high pressure pump from any damage from pumping cold veggie. So as you can see, I have a lot of relays. This relay is for the fuel pump, which is underneath. These 2 relays for the glow plugs that are clamped onto the high pressure injection line. This is a common rail system. Okay, you can see it. The injector lines are coming out of the rail. So I have 4 of these glow plugs. 3 of them you can see, the 4th one you cannot see. Okay, so it's a very simple clamp, just a rectangular clamp with 1 screw in it and 2 holes going across. So effectively the screw clamps the glow plug onto the injection line. And if I turn on the glow plug, it will heat up the clamp, and the clamp will heat up the injection line and propagate all the heat all the way down, probably very, very close to the injector. Of course, it will not heat up the injector itself, but when I crank the engine over, the hot veggie, could be probably 200-300 degrees, will travel through the injector in a few seconds, and it will start spraying very nicely and will start the engine. Okay, what else? So those 4 glow plugs are on top. These are the 2 relays for it. Each relay can handle about 2 glow plugs. Okay, so I need 2 relays for 4 glow plugs. And then the other 2 relays are for these glow plugs. There is one there on the heat exchanger, and there is one here. So I have 2 of these heat exchangers. There is one on top and there is one on the bottom. Let me see if I can show you that one. See, okay, so there is the bottom heat exchanger. Looks exactly like the top one. And I need 2 of them because 2 glow plugs will take too much time to heat up the loop. Okay, there is the main fuel pump. It's a very hefty sure flow pump. Okay, these pumps are extremely good for pumping veggie. This one can move cold veggie without any problem. Okay, it can do 100 psi and probably 7 liters per minute. But of course you don't need that much supply. 7 liters is a lot. So I had to put a bypass valve. I put that valve over there. You can see the bypass, which it's a bypass. It just some of the veggie goes back to the beginning, back to the suction side of the pump, and thereby decreasing the delivery capacity of this pump, because 7 liters is too much. But we do need the power of this pump so to push cold veggie. So anyway, that's that. You can see it pretty good. My camera is switching up and down. Okay, there is the thermostat. The thermostat switches at about 40 C. It's a normally closed thermostat, and it opens up and disconnects the power from the relay at about 40 C. So that's a safety feature. Okay, this heat exchanger is hooked up to the turbo return line. The turbo oil coming back to the engine is much hotter than the coolant line. So I hooked it up to the turbo, and also the turbo heat is much quicker than the coolant heat. So this heat exchanger starts warming the veggie probably seconds after the engine is started. And the thing about this is that you have to mount the heat exchanger on below the turbo level, otherwise the turbo will start spitting oil into the engine. So the turbo will leak oil if you put anything higher than the turbo. But if it's lower, then there is no problem. So that's why I had to put it on the bottom here. Okay, so this is all that's going on the bottom. At this point, I'm still only using the factory filter. I will put a much beefier filter on here in a little while. But anyway, I just wanted to show you where this thing stands right now. This is a button where I can start the engine just by pushing the button. Okay. Alright, what else? Oh, okay, I need to show you I need to show you the control panel.